Now, this is a remake of my earlier video, which came out a little bit too blurry. So we're going to talk about hand-eye coordination and muscle memory, and we're going to do a series of shapes to help you with that. All right. So in this assignment, I talk about circles. And what I want you to do is create a series of circles. And you see, as I'm drawing this circle, I'm not doing this because I don't count those. I don't count stuff like that. That's a no-no. All right. So when you're creating circles and you're working on your hand-eye coordination and muscle memory, it's a repeated line that you go around and around and around and around, and eventually it comes out to be a circle. This is what I consider to be a circle. Whether you're doing it small and you're only using a fraction of your joints, or you're doing a much larger circle. All right. And that's what I consider a circle that I would count. Even though it's multiple lines, but it creates that muscle memory by pulling your hand back. So if you were to start doing a circle and it comes out looking like an oval, right? But if you swing your arm around your joints, it comes back to being a circle. And those are what I count to being a circle. So when you're doing this assignment, and just say this is your page right here. Say this is your page. What I'm looking for is you to create circles. You can overlap them. You're doing various sizes, because over time you're going to end up drawing different sizes to, create the anatomy that you're going to be doing for your different assignments upcoming. The same thing is when you're doing your squares. I'm looking for straight lines. And using your just visually mapping out what a square should be. Whether you're doing like it's a rectangle, of course, it's going to be a little bit longer. But what happens is over time you get it. Now, if you're doing this, you get these corners, these curves, these little tips. I'm not counting it. I'm not going to count that as a shape. So that means if you do a bunch of those, you're going to have to end up doing them again. That's not what I'm looking for. So please don't do that. It's the same thing as when you're doing triangles. I'm looking for line work. When you're doing a long triangle, this is one of the triangles you use is to make a foot. So you got three sides. Boom, boom, boom. Right? You end up putting a circle there, an oval there. That end up creating the arch. That creates the arch. That's the joint right there. Then that ends up being a foot. And you can end up drawing it really fast. Okay. So when you do stuff like that, those things help you out. So I'm looking for specific shapes. In the assignment, you have cylinders. And then the oval at the bottom comes right in between them, so that when you're drawing this shape, boom, it curves and looks natural. If you're doing a cylinder and you do this, if you give it a flat bottom, not counting that. Not counting it at all. So don't do that. If you're doing a cylinder and you go all outside and that's larger, I'm not looking for that either. This is what I'm looking for right there. It's the same thing as when you're doing cups. The only difference is the bottom converges. And then you have to draw a smaller oval in here. So if you're drawing a cup, it looks smooth. Right? Don't do this again. Don't give me no flat bottoms. Not doing that. That's no. And don't go all outside. Not looking for that either. That's wrong. This is what I'm looking for. So you have a series of shapes, and what the amount of shapes that you're doing for this online class is significantly lower than what the campus students are doing, because they have more time in class and they're actually spending a lot more time with me. So I put a list of the on-campus numbers up there so you can compare it to what you guys are going to be doing, and it's definitely significantly lower. So a lot of my students have told me that doing these shapes kind of relaxes them at the same time while they're working on their hand-eye coordination. So just try to relax and complete the assignment. And I want you to make sure you do this assignment before you attack the 360-degree head assignment, because this assignment will help you with that one. If you do that one first, you're going to see a difference in how your work looks after you do this. So I want you to do this one first and do the next one afterwards. So when you do these different shapes, just to give you an idea, if I was to draw, just say for instance, a head, and I did this, put a curved line, boom, I can get that head shape down a lot faster doing this than I could if I didn't do it. All right, this helps you out because you'll be able to crank this stuff out a lot easier. A lot faster. You can do that head shape. So do this assignment first. What else I have on there? Rectangles, triangles, squares, cups, cylinders. All right. So I will be checking your work after you submit it. Please follow my feedback so that you can improve your drawings, your hand-eye coordination, your muscle memory, and also your speed. All right. Have fun.